Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. Hey, in this video we're going to be talking about auto rifles and specifically which ones might be the strongest options as we head into the next season of Destiny 2, considering all the changes that are happening to auto rifles. And if you haven't heard yet, auto rifles are getting a buff. Now that statement alone may elicit a strong response from you. For some, this is exciting, right? You love auto rifles, and there's so many unique ones in Destiny 2, but for so long they've been, well, more or less irrelevant in the grand scheme of the Crucible sandbox. You know, there are a few gems that have shined in recent seasons, but overall, when push comes to shove, auto rifles kind of get shoved out of the picture in favor of weapons that chunk away at health bars instead of chiseling away at them. And that's one thing they even noted in the TWAB. For others of you, hearing that auto rifles are getting buffed may upset you. You know, you might remember the Uriel's Gift meta and have strong feelings about that. I don't know. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that I highly doubt that we will ever find ourselves in an auto rifle meta again in Destiny 2. I just don't think it's going to happen. The existence of special weapons sort of generally ensures that. So don't worry, even with these buffs, we will at best see auto rifles find a place in the sandbox as an all-purpose type weapon, you know, just like they are in many other shooters. Good at a lot of things, but not overly power at any one thing. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's look at these changes specifically. Also, in the background, you're going to see a lot of the Ringing Nail and the Monte Carlo being used. I'll make sure to include my Ringing Nail roll in the footage for you to behold. All right. Pulling from the TWAB that Bungie posted last week, we see these new values for damage output for auto rifles. Precision frame autos will be going from 17 to the body and 25.5 to the head to 17 to the body, but 27.2 to the head. So let me dumb that down for you. This basically means that if you're landing your shots, it's generally going to take one less bullet to drop an opponent. It's a buff. It's not massive, but a buff nonetheless. I mean, how often do you leave someone with just a sliver of health, right? So this will be the difference maker in those specific situations. So what precision frames would be good options? That's the question. For one, the Ringing Nail is a great pick, considering the excellent perk pool that it has. Also, it looks pretty nice. Has great base stats as well, including a great stability base roll. Another great choice would be the Hazard of the Cast. And lastly, keep an eye on Uriel's Gift, because Tap the Trigger and Firmly Planted are in that perk pool. That's nasty, right? Those may be some good front runners in this department, the precision frame autos. Next up, we have the adaptive frame autos getting boosts to both body shot damage and headshot damage. So they're going from 13.75 to the body and 22 to the head, to 15.75 to the body and 25.2 to the head. This is the archetype that I think, in my opinion, is really going to rise to the top for the auto rifle class. We have some really great picks here, including the exotic auto rifle Monte Carlo. And I think Monte Carlo will be pretty nasty next season because, I mean, recoil is very manageable. It gets bonus damage on kills. It cools down melee abilities, and on top of all that, it's a kinetic auto, meaning some of the best special weapons in the game are still on the table, like Mindbender's Ambition, the Beloved, or the absolute hands-down best gun in the game, the Anonymous Autumn. I'm completely not biased there. I wish I could recommend the Arclogic. You know, these moon weapons, these Erisborn weapons, most of them are duds to me. There's a couple that I really like. One Small Step. I like One Small Step. But Arclogic, it looks really good, it sounds really good, it has some nice perks in the pool, but unfortunately, the gun seems to struggle in the consistency department and has some questionable optics in my opinion. Maybe you love it, but I can't get behind that gun. The other adaptive frame that I would tell you to keep an eye on, though, is definitely the Gnawing Hunger from Gambit Prime and Reckoning. This thing has an excellent perk pool and base stats that will make you drool. She's going to be a threat next season. And finally, for adaptives, we have the Hard Light. The gun does not give a flying frack about damage drop-off. She's going to shred some people next season, I think. So do not sleep on Hard Light. Don't do it.
opponents down. One after another.
I think that gun's going to be pretty sick. So, lastly, we have the rapid fire frame autos. I've always loved these. You know, they make me think of Doctrine of Passing and Atheon's Epilogue from D1. They're going from 12.5 to the body and 18.75 to the head to 13.4 to the body and 20.1 to the head. So again, you're looking at a difference of a couple of bullets in your optimal kills, but there's some juicy weapons, some juicy options for rapid fire frames, such as, right out of the gate, I'll tell you that the Reckless Oracle from the Garden of Salvation auto rifle is already really freaking good. Account for this buff and you may have a real contender on your hands. You've also got the Valakadin from the Gunsmith, which can get random rolls as well. That might be an excellent choice. And now might be the right time to chase that firmly planted Steel Feather Repeater as well. These are all weapons that you're going to want to check your vault for or get grinding for right away. That way you can hit the ground running when next season drops. So, well, I hope you've had a good idea now about what you're going to want to try first next season, and hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay as well. Thanks so much for watching the video. Feel free to check out our streams and awesome community called The Frontlines over on Facebook Gaming. We've got daily discussion threads for supporters, private group, opportunities for you guys to flex your own accomplishments and clips, and we give away free care packages every week with unique things that can only be found in those care packages. If you're on the hunt for a new gaming monitor, might I suggest checking out ViewSonic. They have an elite line of products that I use their gaming monitors. I actually have 3 of them. I know MTash uses them, as well as T-Rex, some other creators in our community. So feel free to check those out if you're in the hunt for a new gaming monitor. All right, use the link in the description or just type truevanguard.com to find my live stream. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the Crucible.